Okay, here we are in Macau, and we're going to talk about why the Portuguese and China make this such a beautiful, amazing city. So it's going to be kind of interesting, and we're going to talk. I want to talk a little bit about Portuguese, their influences, and we can see it by some of the buildings. And also, I want to talk about what I think about the dwindling number of Portuguese and Portuguese influences. Okay, let's get into that in a minute. Go check out the room. Okay, I'm the content creator for this channel. If you like what I'm doing, just subscribe and hit the like button. So, yeah, first thing I want to talk about is some of the, at the moment, I'll get right into it. The University of Macau has a lot of residential colleges, and predominantly local students are staying in them. And the reason that I think that that's kind of unfortunate is because they have all the space for this large foreign community, and they're not really utilizing it at all. So for example, they can, 70% has to be Macau students at the University of Macau, and 30% are foreigners. And I would say probably 29% are from mainland China. Maybe 1% is from Malaysia, somewhere like that. And there's very few other people, but they have all these large residential colleges, and they count mainland China as a foreign nation for when they count the number of students, which is not really very accurate. So a lot of the universities are skewed in their rankings because they count mainland China as a different country from Macau, when China says that it's not, it's the same country. But when they have these foreign numbers that they could be putting into the university, there could be a large number of Portuguese people, and then they could try to maintain some of these Portuguese things. So my personal opinion is that Macau is a beautiful place, and a lot of it is because there's two beautiful cultures in it, the Chinese culture and the Portuguese, and they fuse together. So you can see, like, when mainland Chinese come here and they see this kind of stuff, they're instantly attracted to it, and it's quite different, even though there's Chinese characters and language everywhere. And the Portuguese is here as well. There's it's in the law, and then you'll see it legally. It's in the street signs in places like that, and you'll also see these small plazas and stuff that's kind of unique, and that's a lot of this Portuguese influence. And we'll probably see some of that in it shortly. So I kind of feel like in Macau they're not really they kind of, I don't know exactly what's happening. I don't know all the details. There's a lot of different things happening, for one. But one of them is that, some people, they don't really understand that there is a Portuguese influence. When you talk to the young people, their education system seems to lack that awareness. So a lot of them just don't know it. I think they're getting, I think what's happening is they're tuning into their, into what the mainland Chinese history is, and they don't really know much about the Macau history, which is fine, but it's good to know all the different histories, to know all the different things that's happening. This is a really beautiful street right here, Rua de Vulong, and we're going to be going kind of near a plaza momentarily as well. So if I feel like if this city had more Portuguese people than it does, so maybe Macau could try to encourage more Portuguese people. They've lost a lot since the handover, and which makes sense, and I can also understand the desire to keep it, to kind of make it more Chinese oriented. But then at the same time, once that's been achieved, and I think that that's already been achieved, that they should focus back on that Portuguese part and really make sure they maintain that. Here's one of those beautiful plazas I was talking about. So when you're in like Hong Kong, they complain about a lack of this, and sometimes I walk around Hong Kong and just nowhere to sit, just walk around forever and just can't really relax very easily. But Macau has all kinds of little plazas. It's another one on that side of the street too. Gonna keep on walking. So yeah, I kind of hope that Macau will encourage more Portuguese. It's actually kind of unfortunate. I had this really great video that I did all about this, and I was really rolling with it. Had a lot of really interesting things to create a real strong argument, and I had to do it again because my camera was on this thing called time warp, which meant that I couldn't capture it adequately. But anyways, we're going to keep walking around. We're going to go up to this top Siak area momentarily, and you can see some of the Portuguese influences and colors and architecture. But yeah, I was also, now I remember the other one I was talking about too, was just the diversity of people here is amazing. Like, you know, I'm not Chinese and I'm not Portuguese, but because they're both here, it just makes a really interesting dynamics. And there's also a lot of Filipinos and Indonesian here as well, and people from all over. So I mean, you know, Chinese, Indonesian, Chinese, Burmese, Indian, Nepali, like security guards, all kinds of things like that. They really add a nice diversity to the city. And when you go to mainland China, that's all absent. It's almost all predominantly mainland Chinese. Okay, we're gonna try to get around here. That was the street that we were on. Gonna keep on walking here. Let's get across this way. Yeah, see that I had this really good video talking about all this stuff, and it's hard to repeat it because you don't quite capture the same rhythm and emotion and feeling to it. But yeah, so when you look at this architecture, you know, when I've talked to different mainland Chinese, and I just really like it a lot. Like a lot of them do come to the casinos, but a lot of them also like the fact that it's such a different feel from mainland China. So they feel like they're really in a different country, but they can speak and use Chinese everywhere. And yeah, and when I'm in Zhuhai, mainland China, I feel like I really stand out. There's really not many foreigners around, but when you're here, it has a completely different feeling. It feels really international and cosmopolitan, and sometimes a lot of us foreigners are a little bit afraid that we might lose that, you know, as there seems to be a bigger movement, especially with the COVID era, where a lot of foreigners are losing their jobs and unable to come back or unable to stay. We're kind of watching the city transform. And when I talk to the older Portuguese guys, a lot of them remember when there was like 5, 6, 7 times more Portuguese around, and now there's you know, much smaller numbers. And I'd kind of hate to see that, where someday the city just kind of turns into one of you know, millions of let's see, we're gonna walk down Top Sick. Oh, this car's right on the pavement here. Let's try to get around him. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's where we were just coming down. So we basically came all the way down this way, and you can see that's a cemetery up there, that blue area right there. And let's go into Top Sick. Yeah, I think Macau would be a tragedy to lose that beautiful fusion of Portuguese and English. And it's predominantly Chinese anyways, so it doesn't hurt anything really to have a small Portuguese minority that they maintain, and, you know, make sure that they continue to have a presence here and a voice as well. The voice is also interesting too, because without the voice, you know, they'll lose everything. And it's not really a matter of losing things, it's a losing things for the city, because the city would be losing something. There's Gia Hill up there. So that's the oldest lighthouse in Asia. So it's right up at the top there. And right over there is Estoril, the first casino in Macau before the other ones was here. I'll probably do another video there about that later. So, okay. So hope you like that one. I feel like my first video was a lot better than this one, but maybe the same things run true in here. I think I hit on most of the main points anyways. Okay, hope you like this one. Chiquinha, chiquinha, toma cuidado da movidinha.